Hey, this is Glendon, and we're going to make a little change here because I'm going to just be honest. I am sore as hell. In the Hustler Mindset Project, when I say it's going to be big, I'm not just, BSing you, because there's many different components that are going to be part of the Hustler Mindset. And I'm breaking rank and kind of pulling back because based on the feedback and things going on with Fiverr, going to need to dig a little bit deeper into that. But just to give you an update, and I'm going to jump to something else. Quick thing. For most of my life, I've worked out. Either walking, lifting weights, whatever. I've worked out more than I have not. And it's made a difference in my life because last time I had a physical, the doctor was like, do you run? Because he was looking at me, right? Because, I'm a chubby dude. And he's like, your resting blood pressure rate is like that of a runner. And it's just from having a lifelong, just working out. But even if you haven't worked out most of your life, you can start. And that's going to be part of the Hustler Mindset. And I'm developing a course, but there are no weights in going to the gym. And this thing that I created, because I used to work out with Bulgarian powerlifters, I was in Hawaii, I did a few things with SEALs. It's going to be something that you can do at home, and if you have to buy things, you won't have to get much. And like I said, 30 minutes last night, just legs. No, it's kicking my ass. And I worked out doing the push-up workout the day before, and that's kicking my ass. So it's like every time I move, I'm like hurting. And then the core workout, all that stuff's coming. Now, the part that I'm going to talk about is, all right, we're going to talk about self-publishing. There are many people who've been after me. Hey, what about self-publish? Well, could you teach me? I'm going to make that part of this course. I'm going to make that part of this course, okay? As well as Craigslist. There's so many things that are coming, but I can't just give it to you all at once because it's too much. That's why I created the Hustler Mindset Project. There's so many freaking things that are going on in here that I would be crazy, and I mean literally crazy, to try to, it's going to take months to get all this stuff put out there, stuff put in, in the proper categories, and it's going to be fun because I'm having fun again. I'm enjoying myself, and I love the energy inside the group. Now, what we're going to talk about today is scripting your day. This is something that I had to really work on, and it comes with intent and determination and purpose. You know the deal, you know the drill. Quiet room if you can manage it. If you've got little people in your house, sometimes you can't do it and you just got to work with what you have to work with. But sheet of paper. You want to write out how you want your day to go. If you've got a big meeting that's coming up, write it out. It's like, I'm going to kill this meeting. I'm going to wow these customers. And this is something that I have really started getting back to, because when I was in sales, I used to do it all the time. And one of my big Jordans in life is inconsistency on certain things that I know to work. So I'm having to really work on that. And just like I'm helping you, you're helping me, because as I go over these lessons again and give them to you, I get them back. Now, this is super powerful. I'm going to tell you, because if you heard of The Secret and other things where you just imagine or you see yourself there, that's part of it, and it does work. But I'm going to tell you something. When you sit down, and I'm going to explain why you have to write it out. When you sit down and you write it out, you activate a different center in your mind. I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Like, I'm a writer. I write on the computer. I used to do longhand. When you do longhand, it's a different groove. When you do it on the computer, it's a different groove. But now this is where it gets tricky. If I write something on the computer, then I turn it into a Kindle file, and then read it on the Kindle, it looks totally different. Because every time you look at it from a different aspect, different parts of your brain come into play. And that's very important. When you write, you have to be deliberate, and you have to have intention. Because you just can't like start writing. No, you have to think, structure, then write. Think, structure, then write. Now, if you just do it on a computer, you're thinking and you're typing. Totally different set of mental muscles. Totally different thought process. I know it sounds like, well, it's just, no, it's not. It's totally different. Because think about it. You can type much faster than you can write. And you want to say the limiting factor is your finger. No, that's not it. It's a different process. The process of thinking and typing is more fluid. The process of thinking, structure, and writing takes more time when you do it on paper. But the time is well spent because you activate more core muscles in your cortex. You activate a lot of stuff up in there. So this is the deal. Scripting your day. It's going to take practice because if you've never done it before, it's going to be weird and your inner mind's going to be like, this is bullshit. And you're like, and it's consistency. So this is what you want to do. Sheet of paper, TV off, internet off, phone off or turned over, whatever you need to do. And you sit there and you think about, okay, today is such and such day. How do I want this day to go? Whatever you want. And that's the beauty. If you want everybody to smile and greet you, write it down. I'm serious. Give you an example. I wrote down that I'm going to engage new people. And being specific is a big part of this. And, normally I'm a chatty guy, but I've climbed into my writer life and you kind of get a little introverted. And I know that's not good in terms of marketing. It's not, it's at odds because you can't be like, like this, yet you want people to come to you. So when I go out and eat, one of the things I do is to chat up strangers. And I want it to be natural. And there was this chick the other day, she was doing her fantasy football league on her iPad. And when I saw that, I jumped in and we talked for 30 minutes. You got to know your conversation points. But the whole point is, since I created that intention and I wrote it down, it's happening. Now understand, I believe that writing down your goals is more powerful than imagining visions, projecting all that stuff. I think that stuff does work, but I think writing it down, since it activates different muscles in your mental cortex, is more effective. Because I've looked at stuff that I wrote down years ago, wrote it down on a goal sheet, found it when I moved, and all that stuff has happened. And I was like, damn, I should have wrote a Maserati or Ferrari on that list. I didn't know. I'm telling you, it's that powerful. The big thing is the timeline. Because we want it now. Like those J.G. Wentworth commercials. This is my money and I want it now. It's my success and I want it now. Doesn't work like that all the time. Sometimes it does, a lot of times it doesn't. But write it down. And then, the thing is, you want to create what I call a success journal. Because I'm famous for having all kinds of, my thing is take just regular sheets of paper. Got this stuff. I write down my notes. Let's see. Got, stuff like this. I just write it down. And I've got this stuff. Oh, here's some more stuff. Here's some more stuff. And I know it seems kind of crazy, but it works for me. I actually get things done. But write it down. And what you want to do is you want to start doing this at least every other day. I'm not going to tell you to do it every day. One of the things that I've learned about success is consistency and gradually building up is better than what we would like to have, which is instantaneous success. I want to stop smoking, drop cold turkey, never touch a cigarette. There's some people who can do that. Most folks, it takes a while or it takes some additional effort or some help or something. Same thing with if you never, ever thought. I know some of these exercises and some of these things that I'm giving you is throwing some of you, and some of you are like a fish to water, but others of you are going like, whoa. Because I read the feedback and I read the letters and stuff, and I don't respond as fast, but I'm responding. If you notice, I'm responding much faster than I used to. And it's just like, whoa, this is kind of different. This is like, whoa. I'm going to tell you, the first time that I meditated, and we're going to discuss that later on. The first time I meditated, I literally passed out. I woke up on the floor and was just like, whoa, what the hell was that? That was all that stress being released. You've got so much stress in your life that it inhibits your creativity, it inhibits your success, it inhibits your drive, and it robs you of energy that you need to be successful. So a lot of the stuff that I'm teaching you helps you manage that stress, because one of the things about scripting your goals, scripting your life, is when you do it, it calms down the anxiety. Because one of the reasons you have anxiety, you don't have a plan. You're in a situation, there's things going on, and you're just like, how do I get out of this? And you think and you think and you think about the situation, but there's something really critical that's missing. You're not really pondering the solutions. When you become more solution oriented, and you're not right now, trust me on that, you're not. I used to think I was solution oriented. It's not, because if you can go through your mind and quantify your thinking, just think how many times you think about things not working out, how many times you think about how bad things are, versus how many times you think about things are really good, things are looking up, things are great. If you proportionally measure it, the negative or the bad stuff's going to be like, bam, it's going to just knock the positive stuff off the scale. But you can turn that around by scripting your day and learning to think and act and be more positive. Because it's important. It's very, very important. And one of the cool things about the hustler mindset, because the reason I did it this way, is I can come to you when things come to me, and I can change stuff around. Because there was someone that's like, they wanted this list and they want all this other stuff. And the thing is, I'm actually adding stuff that if I just sat down like, I want to do this. Now this thing's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. But script your day. Today is the first day. And like I said, there's going to be another video tomorrow, because I'm like, if I could tell you how freaking sore I am, it's ridiculous. And it's not, and I have been working out. So this is not like, going weeks and months and not working out. No, this is something new that I've started and I've been doing, and just a little tweak. Because if you're going to be an online merchant or a self-employed person, one of your best defenses against getting sick is working out and taking care of yourself, because all that stuff's incumbent on you. And so really, you don't want to get sick in any event. And I worked in the medical field, and I've heard people say, well, I got insurance and I got this little bump on my finger, so hey, I'm coming in because I got it like that. I don't think like that. If I'm going to the doctor, there's something seriously wrong because I got to pay for it. Just saying. But the whole deal is, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. It really is. So that stuff's going to come. But just to give you step one, sheet of paper. Every day it's a clean sheet of paper. Okay? Clean sheet of paper. You script your day. Example. You're going to work. Say you have a problem with a certain person. We're going to leave it there. You have a problem with a certain person. You're going to actively, on that sheet of paper, and you're going to name the person that I and so will start to see eye to eye on many things. That's what you're going to write. You're going to write it down. You're going to look at it. You're going to read it. You're going to read it out loud. Then you're going to go to work. And you'll be shocked at how things start to change. Because what you have done is placed a seed in your brain that activates something that you actually start taking steps to make that happen. Whereas before you did it, you was just like, I don't want to go into work. I don't want to deal with that so-and-so. He's a pain in the ass. I'm sick of him. You could run away or you could solve the problem. I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of pain in running away. I used to be a coward early in my life. It's no fun because that stuff clings to you. Step two, let's talk about the home life. Say you're married and you and the spouse are not seeing eye to eye. Write down, I love my spouse. I want the best from my spouse. I'm going to do things to make my spouse happy. And we're going to have fun as a couple again. Write that down. Now this is a little different. Take that information and you share it with your spouse. Now this is the rub. You do not require that they have to participate. Because, it sounds like, hey, there's this great thing. Let's do, no, because what you're doing is quid pro quo. It's like, I did this, so you need to do that. Trust me on this. This is how I was able to host so much. Give to someone who's worthy of giving. This is your spouse, so obviously they've passed some type of test. And you write it, and every day you do these things, and you'll find yourself smiling. Just another tip of advice: never, ever, ever speak ill of your spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, to anyone. If they do anything wrong, take it to them and don't tell anyone else. Seriously, because when you go and talk bad about them to other people, you're activating some bad stuff in here. Take it to them. And if you can't solve the problem, cut bait and move to a new pond. Step 3, you want to facilitate a new habit. Today, I am going to take my first step to creating this new habit. Write it down and do one thing to it. Facilitate that. Because see, this is the thing that happens with being human. We're inherently flawed, and there's a lot of issues. And we live in a society that throws all types of bad and crazy stuff at us every freaking day. So you have, believe it or not, a radio station in your mind that's playing junk music, bad music, crazy music all of the time. And it matters. Remember, I said a long time ago that I stopped watching TV. I really don't watch a lot of television. If you watch too much television, television will make you feel bad about yourself. The marketing messages are designed to push emotional buttons. Oh, if I get this phone, I'll be this. All sales are emotional. Every last one of them. The people who do this, they're very smart, and they don't just do this for no reason. Another point. Step 4. As you're writing down your goals, at the end of the week, look at your sheets of paper and see what happened. And another thing, as you script your day, if there's something that's really important, just carry it on day to day to day. At one point, I got up to where it was taking me an hour to script my day because I was doing a lot of sales activity, and it paid off tremendously. Because what it does is it focuses you on what's important. Believe it or not, we all only get 24 hours in a day. Everybody gets 24 hours. No one gets 29, no one gets 30, no one gets 40. We all get 24. But there are some people who do more in 2 hours than some people do all day because of the intent, the drive, the purpose, and the focus. Because I've kind of stepped back with the Hustler Mindset Project and kind of moved away from stuff that I didn't feel was really productive and kind of put more energy into things that I feel is warranted. And that's why, I'm doing this thing. Because like I said, I'm going to up this video. This week, it's going to be 3 videos. Because I feel that we're at a point that I need to break this down a little bit more for you. Because this, like I said, some people are making money with Fiverr. I've actually have 2 people who are, bam, they've made $40. So they're in the free section. There are going to be some people, Fiverr is not going to work out for you. But Craigslist will. And that's going to be the next thing. And I'm going to start that next week. Craigslist, Fiverr. Like I said, it's always going to be Monday, the mental aspect. Possibly Tuesday. Then, Monday is the mental aspect day. The second day is the practical day, exercise. Well, not the practical day, but a video on how to do something. Or we're going to be in a course. And like the Craigslist is probably going to be really long because there's so many things you can do. There's so many things you can do. But with scripting your day, you can do it on a sheet of paper. You can do it in a journal. And the thing is, as the day goes like you want it to go, or even if it goes close, you X out. And X means it happened. You can write it on your next day, whatever. But you keep writing this stuff down, and you'll be amazed. Even if you just take 5 minutes a day to do this 5 days, even if you don't do it on Saturday and Sunday, you'll be amazed at the impact that it will have on your life. Because one of the things is you start to take control of your mental environment. Right now, there are many people who are not in control of their mental environment. Everybody and their mother is in control of their mental environment. Everyone. All kinds of stuff is going on. And they're wondering, why am I not successful? Why am I not really getting where I want to be? If you remember the video I did about, the degree myth, I said that, and every time that I meet someone who finished their undergrad, I get it was worth it, it was worth it. There are too many people with outstanding levels of student loan debt who are broke and who don't have the skills to compete in this market today. They don't have the skills. I'll say it again right now. If you're going to get a degree, go to community college. If you can get a scholarship, go wherever. Because in the end, once you pull out the doctors, the engineers, and the other wealthy people out of that, people with degrees, maybe you pull them out, folks who actually had to go to school to get those degrees, to get those type of jobs, there's not a lot of difference between the income of a person with a degree and a person not. There's not a lot of difference. And what's really sad is we've lost our manufacturing base. So there's going to be a whole bunch of people in trouble. But that's a whole nother video. But with scripting your day, learn to make this a habit. Learn to actively think about the things that you want to happen in your life. In the beginning, it's going to be janky. Okay, it's going to be janky because you've never done it before, and that inner mind's going to be fighting. If you remember in the video when I was talking about the mental exercise where I would jump off the diving board and I would screw it up in my mind. That's real stuff. To this day, it still trips me out. It took me effort and time to actually mentally flip off the board and actually hit the water right. And I was like, what the hell was that about? Because your subconscious mind is littered with unproductive narratives. And it's going to take some time because the thing is, you have to think of your mind like a hard drive. You've got all this stuff, you erase it and you rewrite something else over it. And then you rewrite more positive stuff over that. And you rewrite more positive stuff over that. And sooner or later, the negative narratives, they're still there, but they're remnants. They really don't have shape. They don't have form. You can't pull them up on your screen in your mind anymore because they've been overridden by all of this great and wonderful and intentful stuff that you can use to improve your life. That's the good stuff. That's what you want to do. So, I got my sheet of paper here. And then, this is just step one. We're going to talk about it some more because this is very powerful. And I didn't start off with it because I wanted you to get a few things and get in the habit of thinking. But sheet of paper, get you a pen and write down. Now, you can do it any way you want to, but I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you how I do it. I typically write slow. Now, this is another study. You can change your personality if you can change your handwriting. I know it's like people are like, whoa. I actually took a handwriting analysis thing from this guy, and he was really shocked because I was with my friend, and the guy did the handwriting analysis, and he's just blunt because he's like, you two are friends? You're like so different from each other. And he looked at my writing, and he was like, this is different, because he was just like really shocked because, all right, long story short, I write like a girl, as they used to say in high school. Really script, very cursive, you can read my stuff. And he was really shocked, and he's just like, your writing is like, you're kind of quiet, but you're really strong. And I went out, got a book, and I read about it. And if you slow your writing down and work as hard as you can to make your writing as straight and clean can, it will impact your personality. I used to be shy and somewhat reclusive. I know you're going, no, and I'm serious. I changed my handwriting. I went from the super girly to more bold to clean. I'm serious. If you write a certain way, It will, and that's part of activating this stuff. It turns on a different switch in your mind. And look, we live in a society where a lot of people don't write. There's a lot of people who are not getting that type of mental stimulation because they text everything, they have incomplete thoughts. And this is something else. If you're used to texting or you're used to Twitter and your short messages, this is going to throw you because you're going to have to actually think above and beyond 140 characters. And I know in this world it's going like, hey, less is more. No, no, no. If you need to take 18 paragraphs to write out your day, take the 18 paragraphs. Because this is to benefit you. This is not to appease anyone else. This is not to improve anyone else's life. But by default, people who are associated with you and who love you and are close to you, as you improve yourself, you will actually improve their life indirectly. But write slow. Be deliberate. When I say deliberate, you don't have to like press down. I used to do that to the point where I had this callus on my thumb as a kid because I would write so hard. I mean, it was ridiculous. But slow, deliberate, because you have to think, structure, then write. And as you do this, you're going to notice things kind of change in your life. You're going to think a little clearer. I'm telling you, this stuff blew my mind when it happened. But that's, your first exercise in scripting your day because it is much, much deeper. Much, much deeper. But just a quick synopsis right here at the end. Think about it, structure it, write it down. And next day, what didn't happen, because I'm going to tell you, you're going to write some stuff down and it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Because that little guy in there is going, no! See, you got to beat that bitch down. I'm serious. My inner voice was so loud at one point, I didn't have control. Sounds crazy, but I didn't. And to the point now, I can stop myself from thinking negative stuff because it's kind of in and around. I'm like, we don't want that, and I can kick it out. It took me a while to get here, but you can do it too. And once you clean up this stuff, you'll be able to see things in a different way. And I'm going to tell you something else, and I'm not trying to weird you out, but when you get in touch with that guy inside, the deep guy, you'll be able to read people very well. When I go out and, if I'm really open, and it's about being open. Because, if I got a lot of stuff on my mind, I can miss it. But if I'm just like chilling and open, I have messed up so many chicks like this. Because I'll go up to them and I'm like, hey, won't ask them their name. I was like, you're an artist. And they're like, how did you know? You know somebody? And I was like, no, I've never seen you before. Or, you're an accountant. You're a teacher. And they're just like, how the hell do you know that? Because when you come open and you open up your mind, you can link to other people. I have not been able to read anyone's mind. It's just some people, their intents were so bold, I knew what the hell they were thinking. But it does help you read people better. Body language, all these other things. So that's it. That's your task for tomorrow. Or you can do it late at night. You can do it first thing in the morning. You can do it late at night. If you do it late at night and activate that and sleep on it and then read it in the morning, that's actually power play. I typically just do it in the mornings because I've had a life for many years where I have a lot of control over my schedule. So that's kind of one of the reasons. But if you got little kids, you got to get people off to school, it may be better to do it at night. But the whole point is you do it and you do it consistently and you build on it, and I'll teach you more in the next video. All right, this is Glendon, and be sure to get that done. And we will be talking about a lot of groovy stuff later.